If you've ever wondered what kind of competition I have in a place like this, yep, all of them. Alright, so it's a shame I couldn't film in that last place because I've been told not to film there before. I'm not going to film there, I've been told not to jaywalk. But we're at places where we can film, so let's go in.
Are you getting anything? Hey, Dad, this is up the
Good?
Yep.
Oh. Grab it.
Oh, this is Star Trek.
Could be a good thing. Medieval things for sale, Get it. You don't want to be people going.
So I grabbed two things from there. I'll show you them later because I didn't get either of them on camera because I'm lazy. But now we're going to the next place.
Back again, are we?
Yes, how are you?
How did it go? Did it work?
I couldn't test it. I couldn't test it yet. I'll do it this week. I'm looking for something else that doesn't like this stuff. A USB Wi-Fi transfer. Thank you. I need it.
going to take nothing short of a miracle to clean this. It's full of oil. Let's see what we can do. Crazy. I've never seen the place so empty. Usually this entire part is full. Something tells me we're not going to find very much. Hey guys, what's up? So you got my house bidding you welcome. I told you I'd be back sooner or later. I'm filming this maybe 2 days after I uploaded the last one, which is kind of unusual for me. I'll wait a week before filming extra stuff. But if anyone's wondering, I have LA Noire in the background, so just started playing that. Very, very good. I'm maybe 5 or 6 hours in. It's a good game. And if you hear background noise, it's the theme song. But as I pointed out in my last video, I have a lot more stuff I need to show you. I just wanted to get that video out of the way. And I think you already would have seen, yes, you would have seen the stuff by Raizdbydingoes. I will put that in, because I don't think I've put it in anywhere else. And there's one over there. There's another package over there. Hold on, I'll quickly grab it. Alright, grab the package. Whew, I told you I had a lot more to show. I have an entire tub below me just full of crap, and then I have a few bags over there to show, and this package, which I really hope I didn't show up anyone's address in that, because otherwise they'll be angry with me. But yeah. Who is this from?
A few moments later.
And I completely forgot the name of the person that sent me this. His name is Mr. Cover, that is MRC0VER. His link will be down in the description, as well as as well as Raizdbydingoes. That's the one thing I've noticed. I talk too fast during these videos. My fault completely. I'm not usually this fast of a talker. Usually I stop and actually think about what I'm saying. But when it gets to this, I just waffle on. And it's probably like 2 minutes in and I haven't shown you a single video game. Hell, I'm holding video games right now in my other hand. If you see my arm moving, yes, those are video games. It's not what you're thinking. So, with Mr. Cover, he was downsizing his collection for whatever reason. Normal reasons, I guess. Spatial issues, want money, the allure of capitalism working again. And it means that I got a very good deal on all of his stuff. I traded items. I didn't pay a single dollar out of pocket. Well, technically. Because I had to pay for the items that I sent him. And I also had to pay postage. That doesn't matter at all. Alright. So I got all of these items. I traded him a... Should I say it, or should I just let you see it for yourself? Screw him. I traded him a complete in-box copy of F-Zero-X for Nintendo 64, and a complete in-box copy of Wave Race 64, I think. I also sent him some extras because the Wave Race box was in a little bit bad condition. It didn't have the insert. So I sent him some extras, just some random stuff I had lying around, stuff that he can sell if he wants. And I packaged them about as well as he packaged my stuff, so just wrap everything in bubble wrap and throw it into a box. That's what I like, laziness. But the items I traded for, I can already see he included some extras, you bastard, so the items I actually traded him for were Oddworld Adventures. I was about to say AIDS or something, but Adventures. Hell, it might be Aww. They missed out on a chance to call this Oddworld Adventures. That's not a bad game. It's a lot like the PlayStation 1 ones, actually. Pit Fighter for the Game Boy? Surprised by that, not bad. It's still Pit Fighter, but it's not as bad as the Master System version. Though the Sega Master System version does have better music. And Mickey's Dangerous Chase. I believe this was also on the Nintendo Entertainment System or something else. Or I remember the gameplay being used for something else where... No wait. It's none of that. It's a game that reminds me of Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, that was it. Because your main weapon is stuff that you pick up. So you run up to a block, you pick it up, and then you throw it at your enemy. And that's how you defeat enemies in Mickey's Dangerous Chase or whatever it was called. A very cool item, this one. A Game Gear game, we don't see too many of those. And I don't own a working Game Gear either, but... Shining Force on the Game Gear. I don't believe it's in English, but still very cool. I love myself some Shining Force. Very cool game series. He also sent some Nintendo games. I only wanted one Nintendo game from him and he sent me extras, so I feel bad. The amount of stuff I sent him is nothing compared to the amount of stuff he sent me, but for the NES, a copy of Golf. What's up with those screws? They're not the usual screws you see in a Nintendo game. Ooh, this is a good one. A copy of Dragon Spirit with some writing on the back. Dragon Spirit, if I remember, is a shooter. Though I don't remember exactly because all of any NES game I've only played on an emulator. I don't even own a Nintendo Entertainment System. But I did want this one here because I ordered in the Retron 5. God, that thing's going to be good. If it's not as good as I'm thinking it's going to be. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for the Retron 5. It is going to be great. It's going to revolutionize my collecting. But the item that I actually did want from him, and not just extras that I love those games anyway, but this is the one I actually got from him that I requested. A Nintendo sleeve that housed a copy of 8 Eyes. This is a great game, cracking title. It's got some writing on the back. Who was it? Justin Harpt. Don't write on your games, Justin. You prick. But 8 Eyes, very, very good game. It's a lot like Castlevania, except you have a hawk or falcon or something on your shoulder that you can send out to attack enemies and grab items for you. Very cool game. Also ordered this, a copy of Tunguska, which I do own on the PlayStation 1. Somewhere, I can't find it. I already own this, but I did not have the back insert, so that's why I got that from him. And if anybody wants a random copy of Tunguska, just let me know, because now I have this better copy. Oh, you bastard. He also sent me a copy of God of War 2 for the PlayStation 2, a special edition. Let's see what's in this thing. Comes with a manual and... Just a special edition to have an advertisement for another thing that's not included in the special edition. That's hilarious. And we have the normal disc and a bonus disc. I'll have to check out what's on there. Beautiful artwork on these. God of War always had good artwork and beautiful scenery. Anybody looking forward to the God of War collection on the PlayStation Vita? I know I am. It's going to be great. Can't wait to revisit those. And finally, I always laugh when I see people grab this game because they always say the same thing on the pickup video. Every single time I have seen someone pick up this game, the story is, I grabbed it thinking it might be worth money and it turns out it wasn't. And I always laugh my ass off whenever somebody says that because they say it every single time. If anyone's wondering, it's a copy of Orphan, the Scion of Sorcery. But look at that. That kind of artwork, you'd think it'd be like an RPG or something, and because rarely anybody talks about this, you'd think, oh, it's gotta be rare, because I've never heard about it. Nope. Reason it's so cheap is because it's shit. But I did not have this in my collection. As cheap as it is, as easy as it is to find, I've never ever owned it. But now that I do own it, I can happily say it is a very, very bad game. I think it's actually based on, like, a cartoon or anime or something. No idea. Looks like something that might be. Hell, that could be the reason for the low quality of the title, that it's a tie-in. Alright, so that's everything he sent me. A brief recap. He sent me all of this stuff, and I sent him 2 complete in-box Nintendo 64 games, plus a few extras that, in case he hasn't got repackaged yet, I won't give away, but stuff he can sell if he wants. Or he can keep either one. There's a sealed item that I sent him, so be happy with that. And let's move on to the next stuff, shall we? Alright, we've got stories to tell for this next part. It's a rather long, grueling story of many adventures. A story of love, betrayal, deceit, and a motherfucker who got a Nintendo 64 game. Alright, so this next lot of stuff was all from a place. A single place. It is a place called a tip shop. And I've explained this every single time I have gone there, but I'll explain it again. A tip shop is fundamentally different from a thrift store because a tip shop relies on items that come from a landfill or tip. People will take items down to a tip or a landfill and pay a certain amount of money to use the facilities to throw it in. And if the workers there see something that they think they can make a quick buck on, they take it before it actually gets thrown away. And then they take it to a tip shop where they can sell it. And it's just... usually tip shops aren't too good, like it's hit and miss, but this place is the Logan tip. And the Logan tip is the biggest tip. It pretty much does everything for the Brisbane area, which is Brisbane, Logan, Inala, just any surrounding city area. Everything that gets thrown away ends up here at this particular tip. And so, the tip shop is really good there. I'm going to... I need to think about this one. Alright. And so, they're usually open every Friday. And people storm there in droves. Every single reseller, dealer, or person of interest or a collector goes down there. I sometimes go down there myself on a Friday, but not usually. Because I don't usually have a car available. And I was able to go down there on a Saturday, which is when my car person is free. And this was what happened. The place had not been open for 2 whole weeks because of the Easter break. So they weren't open on Good Easter, or Easter Friday, or whatever that Friday is called, nor any of the days leading up to Monday when they close. And they weren't open the following Friday because it was a public holiday. So, the opening date was on a Saturday, and that is when I went. The place had not been open for 2 weeks, and everyone was antsy to get in. They knew that the place would have 2 to 3 weeks worth of solid build-up of items, and they were just going to look to unload all of it, because they would be overflowing. And they were. Now, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to get footage within this place. If I were allowed to, I would be able to make this story far much better. But you'll just have to take me at my word for it. I'm not allowed to film in there because it's government property. Not allowed. The tip is owned by the Logan City Council, so not allowed to. Unfortunately, but at 10 AM on the dot, the two security guards guarding the gates opened it and let everyone in. And everyone stormed in. Now, the general rule is no running, no sprinting, no power walking. You behave orderly or you get thrown out, and people were thrown out. As always. But, as I was in the middle of the crowd, so you're kind of pushing and shoving to get to the closest to the front as possible. And as soon as I got to the front and I started walking through the gate, through a small corridor into the open area where you can find stuff, hustle and bustle everywhere, man. People were scouring to get a deal. There were lots of families of African descent grabbing electronics. I do not know what they do with them, but in fact I've had a chat with them once or twice. They apparently sell them or something, I don't know, but a lot of flat screen TVs, a lot of high quality sound systems, a lot of TV monitors, computers. And the area that I went into first is something called the collector's area, which you have to go through the main electronics area, so you're kind of weaving in and out of African families grabbing televisions. Now I was in there, the place already had maybe 30 to 40 people in there scouring the stuff. And I thought, you know what, not a lot of people are going to be looking at software. I'm going straight to the console area. They have a small console area where they keep video game consoles, musical equipment, and Christmas lights. In that area, they had 2 white Xbox 360s with no cords. I came back 5 minutes after I'd been there. They were gone. I saw the person carrying them around. Hope they work for you, mate. I saw... what else did I see? I saw a bunch of controllers, a lot of them with frayed cords, and I saw a box that was full of cords, and I had to fight to get into this box. There was a person just hoarding the thing, kind of shoving people out of the way who were trying to get in. But I was able to get in and grab a PlayStation 2 controller. After he saw me grab that, he had had enough. He picked up the box. He went and he walked off with it. Where it ended up, no one knows. And so I had been left with a PlayStation 2 controller. And so at that point I decided, well, he's taken the ball. He's gotten the good stuff, so I went over to the software section where there were 2 or 3 people kind of scouring through DVDs and CDs. One person was grabbing games while I was there, but then another person was the next time I went there. He grabbed a few original Xbox titles, nothing great at all. The items I grabbed were of a little higher quality than his. I grabbed Halo 2, the steel case. I grabbed Hitman Blood Money. I grabbed a special oil-covered edition of Battlestar Galactica. You can see how bad that looks. That will not be remaining in my collection. But the disc and manual are okay, it's just the insert. But I'm not going to have a fire hazard in my collection. I'm getting rid of the case. And a copy of, I believe, a guy like Fat Mike or a guy like Pook Ninja 3 might think this is cool. WWE Anthology, music from the Federation, Attitude, and Now being 2003. Very cool item. It's a 3-disc set. I think it's very awesome. And I listened to Real Man's Man on my way home. And I also grabbed from there... This was kind of in the back behind a lot of the other ones, and the other guy who was grabbing video games saw me grab this. and just had a bit of a scowl on his face like, oh, I should have grabbed that. It is a copy of Red Dead Redemption, not in the best condition, but still. And I'll give you a price a little bit later. Alright, that was my first walk around the collector's area. I went up to one of the sellers, and this is when I saw there was a guy, the same guy that had grabbed those two Xbox 360 consoles that were white. He was walking around with this box full of cords. So, I don't know where he grabbed it from, because he wasn't the guy that picked it up originally. He was walking around with it, and on the top of the pile, like on top of the cords, I saw a copy. I shit you not, StarCraft 64. I didn't get a good look at it, but I know that label art anywhere. And chances are he would have got it for like $8 or something, which is a damn steal on that item. Good job, mate. He got to it before I did. I'm just surprised the other guy didn't grab it from the box while it was in there. Probably didn't know what he was looking for. But good on him. So while I was kind of looking over in appreciation, because he had also grabbed a few controllers, a PlayStation 2 controller with a frayed cord, which he later put back in the box. But I went up to the person who was pricing items and showed him all of these. And I said, can I get these for 10? And he said, how about 12? I said, that's good enough for me, I'll take it. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. $2 per item. That's pretty good. For me. But that wasn't all. After I left the collector's area, I had a look at the VHS section. And I do have a lot of VHS tapes, and they sell them for 20 cents each, which is a very good price. And so for 20 cents each, I grabbed Scooby-Doo, Foul Play in Funland, Scooby-Doo's Creepiest Capers, and a very cool thing, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. It's a shame it's in this kind of rental case, but good movie. They were 20 cents each, which I was happy to pay. And then I kind of saw it in what was originally a toy section. There were video game consoles. For whatever reason, I imagine because the other section, the console section, had been overflowed with other stuff like Christmas lights, so they put it in a random section. It was a kind of... They have two toy sections. One in the collector's area where they think they can get a bit more money, and then just one random where they put like all the plushies and stuff. And foosball tables. So, I went there, and I found some good ones. There were a few original Xboxes, a PlayStation 1, and just some random stuff, you know, they had, I wish I could have gotten some footage of it. They had an entire crate about the size of a single bed full of Guitar Hero controllers. No joke. They had Guitar Hero controllers, they had like Rock Band sets, they had all of that stuff. And then I decided I would kind of look in the box and see what's going on in there. Oops. And in there I found a PlayStation 1 controller and a thing of official Sony AV hookups. Component cables, or composite, I don't remember. The pricing person I took these up to said $1 for the both of them. I wasn't going to haggle. And almost at the bottom of the box, at the very bottom, was this. It is not a collectible item by any means. It's not a sought after item, but when I took it up to the guy, I said, how about you do $5 on this? It's what it is. He said, what is it? I said, it's basically a big controller for the PlayStation 2, and it only works with 1 or 2 games, so He didn't really know what it was, so I had to explain it to him. He said, yeah, alright, $5 sounds good. For the PlayStation 2, a complete in-box DJ Hero controller. Very cool. I actually enjoy DJ Hero and Rock Band and stuff like that. They're not bad games. They're very fun with friends. And this is, to my knowledge, all in there. I've never owned the PlayStation 2 Rock Band controller before. But everything seems to be in there, and there is the original receipt. Someone bought this for $19 in Woodridge, which in Woodridge might as well be your life savings. So that was a very cool item to add to the collection for only $5. Honestly, if it didn't have this overlay on it, I probably wouldn't have grabbed it. And the overlay isn't in great condition, but very cool nonetheless. There was more. I'll quickly go downstairs and grab it. Alright, I found them. Let me turn that back up again. The last items that I got from that place were a bunch of loose disc games. It was later on in the day. I was walking around, just kind of, this is for other stuff, just kind of looking at things, seeing if I had missed anything, and I saw a case, much like this one, full of video games. And I grabbed them all out because if they were cheap enough, I was just going to buy all of them. And there's nothing too great in here. But for the price I paid, which was absolutely nothing, the guy that had priced my stuff out before just gave them to me because I had bought stuff already, and he saw the condition of the discs and was just like, yeah, just take them. But I grabbed a copy of Juiced 2 for the PlayStation 2, Rallycross for the PlayStation 1, Nicktoons Attack of the Toybot. Dear God, that one has seen better days. They're all just loose, so that they are all scratched to hell. I doubt any of them will work. Scarface, the world is yours. Get a look at that one. Silent Hill, a demo with CD Start Play Music CD written on it. You can see how bad that one's been treated. SpongeBob Super Sponge, SingStar R&B, Die Hard Trilogy 2 Viva Las Vegas. Yep, I don't actually own this one in my collection, so if this does work, which I doubt, I'll be keeping it. Die Hard Trilogy, which I already own. One that I wish I had complete, Wacky Races, and in better condition. One copy of Driver. A second copy of Driver. And a third copy of Driver. All in awful condition. Need for Speed Underground 2. And a PlayStation Magazine demo disc. So, even for free, I was kind of reluctant to take them because, I mean, they're all just in awful condition. So many scratches. I don't own a disc buffer, and even if I did, I wouldn't waste the fluid on those. They're not great titles, but that was fine. Then I was kind of scouring around a bit more, went back to the software section, and I found a PC game that I thought looked interesting. I grabbed Alien vs. Predator on the PC a few weeks ago, the newer one that was released in 2009. So, from 1999, 10 years from the past, Alien vs. Predator on the PC. It's not the Atari Jaguar version, it's a different version. It looks very good. I'm going to enjoy that. And that's everything from there. It's everything from there, and that is everything that was in that box, so... Whew, that was good to get off my chest, all of that. Now, I did go to a few other places. What other places did I go to? Oh yes, I went to a cash converters and stuff like that, which I will insert the footage here. And we are back! Not the greatest footage in there, I'm sorry, but I did grab some good items. The actual reason I stopped in that area is because I thought the EB Games there had an item that I wanted, but they did not. So I decided to head down to the pawnbrokers and see if they had anything I want, and two of them did. A cash converters did, and a random one did. So from cash converters, I grabbed, for $3, a Xbox title, Kingdoms Under Fire Heroes. Not the greatest title, but it adds to the collection. And in that footage, you would have seen a Nintendo 64 for $150. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. That's kind of crazy, but, you know, a pawnbrokers, they can price something at whatever they want. I mean, it's their item, they bought it. They're in the legal right to price it as high as they wish. Am I going to buy the item? No. Not for that price. Really, for anything less than 90% of that price would I buy a Nintendo 64, but... oh well. That's just the way it is. It's how it works in the collecting world today. You're not going to find that stuff cheap. Not at a place that would know better. And that's completely fine. I mean, what's wrong with trying to get what your item is worth, you know? But from that cash converters, I also grabbed a copy of Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence. Big box. Very cool. They always put these security tags on them, but I know they're literally just there for show. Because I've seen people just walk out with items. Now that's horrible. That's awful, but... it happens. You know, especially in the poorer areas. But unfortunately, this copy of Metal Gear Solid Subsistence only had Disc 3 and Disc 2, which is the online mode, and then some bonuses. Also came with the manual. So if anyone has Disc 1 for Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, I am very interested in owning it. Metal Gear Solid 3 is my favorite in the Metal Gear Solid series. Now I'm replaying Metal Gear Solid, the first one, and it's very good so far. And then in a store called Pennywise. Get it? Wise with your pennies? I found a few things, 3 items actually. For 50 cents, a brand new DVD. The Polar Bear King looks absolutely awful. It is about a man who gets turned into a polar bear. Oh, and he's a king. It's bad. I also grabbed one that I've been looking for quite a while, and I now have every Ring movie. Unless there's a American version of the Ring 3, which I hope there isn't. I grabbed the Ring 2 for $2. It's kinda hokey, but the disc is in there. It's got a Blockbuster sticker on it. I'm going to watch this and judge it. And then for a single dollar, one that I could not leave behind. From 1996, the WCW days, Hulk Hogan in McKinley's Island. If that's not worth owning in your collection with Hulk Hogan as a pirate, I'm not sure what is, because that's cool. That is very cool, and what else do I have to show? Oh yes. I still have a bunch of stuff to show, actually. Yeah. From a random op shop, I grabbed 2 games, a PC copy of Deus Ex, and a PC copy of Alone in the Dark. They were $4 total. I'm kind of rushing through the rest of these. Just a few days ago, I went to a random cash converters, and I grabbed copies of Top Spin. It was 50 cents, so why not? It's a good replacement case. Silent Hill Downpour for the PlayStation 3, which was $7. I enjoy this game. And then, this was in a cash converters, and I was with someone, and they grabbed another one that was 2 for whatever. And we both made out, so for $5, a collector's edition copy of Gears of War for the Xbox 360. Very cool, and this comes with the game and a bonus, and an art book. That's it, folks. That's all that comes in there. Xbox doesn't do very fun collector's editions. Alright. And the last last lot of stuff was actually all back from Easter Sunday, in which the only place that was open was the market, and they did not have a lot of sellers set up. But the ones that were set up had some good items. And I grabbed some stuff. The first item being, it was in a random box of cords, but for a measly $2, a Nintendo DS charging cable. I knew it was for a Nintendo DS because it had... Can you see that? That says Nintendo in case that's not focusing. A Xbox game, Mech Assault for $2, and a Xbox demo disc for $1. Whew. A guy had DVDs for $1 each, so I grabbed copies of Ace Ventura Pet Detective, which I watched, funny movie, and coffee. Haven't seen this one yet. They're looking forward for it. And someone had DVDs, 3 for $5, but a lot of them were bootlegs, so from the ones I did pick out, Fantastic Four, A Legend Begins, the first episodes of the TV show, Spider-Man The Venom Saga, and this is a bootleg, and a few days after I actually found the official version of this movie, but I did not want to pay for it. But it's in my collection. Ow. Batman Gotham Knight. And then for 20 cents, a copy of Fantasia. I do not like these cases at all. These cases are absolutely awful. But most copies of Fantasia came in this kind of case, so live it or hate it. Love it or hate it, you gotta put up with it. And that is everything for this week. Sorry about speeding through the last part of that. I just want to get this video done so I can edit and upload it. Child of Light comes out tomorrow on the PlayStation 3. Looking forward to that. And not sure if anybody noticed, but I accidentally punched a sliding door. I was being an idiot. And it didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. You know, I just put water on and whatnot. And I got a haircut. 2 videos and I'm finally able to admit it. Yes, I got a haircut. I got a comment on my last video saying, go back to your barber and demand your money back, so I love the internet. It's a fun place. It's good that we can all make fun of each other heartily, jovially, and not seriously like that. But, will you believe it? This was a home job. I did this myself. As you'll notice, this area is a bit lighter than the rest, and an area on the back is a bit thicker than the rest, so that's what I am, a bit thicker than the rest. And that is everything that I have to show, so until next time, this is Seagull at my house bidding you farewell. Stay out of my thrift stores.